What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing top 5 most underrated NFL teams going into the 2019 season. Before I begin, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe for me. It helps me out a lot, especially if you guys hit that like button. It helps the whole YouTube algorithm and things like that. So big thanks to you if you guys hit that like button. Also, I did a similar video to this one that I'm doing today. It is the top 10 potential breakout players of the 2019 season. I'll leave a card up above. Make sure you guys check that out. Now, I made this list not based on actual playoff teams, but teams that are on that bubble and teams that may not even make the playoffs, but are going to do a lot better than you might expect. Teams that you think, your favorite teams, my favorite team is the Giants, and if I see a certain team on the schedule, I'm just going to say, well, that's a W. I'm just going to circle that as a W. So those are a type of teams that I'm going to talk about today, and probably as we go up on the list, you're going to see, better teams show up. I don't have any honorable mentions just because I wanted to make this more significant, so just keep it to 5. So let's get right into it. Number 5. The New York Jets. Now, it seems like every single year we throw the Jets in as one of the dark horse teams or underrated teams going into a season, but they can never quite prove us right. This year, however, may be different. Now, I don't think they'll be making the playoffs this year due to the stacked competition in the AFC, but this team is not going to be terrible this season. They've shown flashes last season, like their Week 1 performance against the Lions, beating them 48-17 and going punch for punch against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, eventually losing in overtime. With second-year quarterback Sam Darnold coming into his own, the key additions of Le'Veon Bell, Jamison Crowder, CJ Mosley, Alabama rookie Quinnen Williams, and Florida rookie Ja'Kai Polite may just put them over the edge as one of the better rosters in the league. They're also tied with the 27th easiest schedule in the league going into next season, so don't be surprised to see the Jets winning games this season. Number 4, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, the Jaguars fell off a cliff last season, coming off an AFC Championship appearance the year prior, and are primed to make another playoff run. We all knew no matter what type of team you built, you can't win big games with Blake Bortles at quarterback. You have to give the Jags front office credit. They re-signed Bortles, which everyone knew was a bad idea, but after one season, they understood that as well, and they cut their losses. Bringing in Nick Foles may add a wizard voodoo-like advantage in the playoffs, which is what he's known for, but I don't think Foles is going to be any sort of all-pro performer in the regular season. But he's certainly an upgrade over Blake Bortles and is also now behind a top 10 and healthy top 10 offensive line that is looking to rebound from last season, in which they all got hurt, every single one of them. To be honest, they didn't really upgrade their team too much, but they're really relying on their starters from last year coming back healthy and primed to make another playoff run. Number 3, the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills ranked second in total defense last year, and they just got even better. With new additions like Ed Oliver, who may have been the best run stuffer in last year's draft, and ex-Texans cornerback Kevin Johnson, this defense would definitely provide the same production, if not better, than last year. Their offense as well has improved. Drafting running back Devin Singletary behind LaShawn McCoy was a fantastic addition. Not to mention they also picked up veteran running back Frank Gore, who can still play, and TJ Yeldon, who has all the potential in the world. They also drafted a huge target for Josh Allen and tight end Dawson Knox out of Ole Miss, and shored up their offensive line by adding some great talent like center Mitch Morse, who hasn't allowed a sack in over 1,500 snaps. It's crazy to think that he hasn't even made a Pro Bowl yet. Quinn Spain and Spencer Long at guard, and drafting offensive tackle Cody Ford out of Oklahoma. I wish I could say I'm excited about the new additions at the wide receiving core, but it's hard to imagine them being a great core. John Brown, Zay Jones, Cole Beasley, and Robert Foster are all number 3 wide receivers in my opinion, but this defense should carry them to win some games. Now we're getting into the more serious teams that could be primed to make a playoff run next year, and I am really confident in that. Even a team in the NFC East, one of my rival teams, but I'm going to talk about them today, and we'll talk about them right now. Number 2, the Washington Redskins. Now, why are we all sleeping on the Redskins? Is it the fact that they can never stay healthy, or inconsistency? Maybe even both. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend they don't exist, especially being a Giants fan whose team is also in the NFC East. The Redskins roster is so stacked. When I name these players, you're going to wonder how this team is not talked about at all. Ryan Kerrigan, Mason Foster, Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, Josh Norman, Landon Collins, Trent Williams, Morgan Moses, Brendan Scherf, Eric Flowers. Sorry, not Eric Flowers, but he's your starting guard. I'm just going to laugh at that. Jordan Reed, Darius Geis, Adrian Peterson, Chris Thompson, Samaje Perine, Vernon Davis, and many more players that are great role players that you might not even heard of before. And I haven't even mentioned the rookie class. Dwayne Haskins, Montez Sweat, Terry McLaurin, Bryce Love, Ross Pierschbacher, Kelvin Harmon, and Jimmy Moreland. Come on now. They had a fantastic draft. They have a fantastic roster. This team is underrated. Number 1, the Tennessee Titans. This team is absolutely so confusing. They've got to a place that's so in between that everyone forgets about them. They are far from terrible, so nobody talks about them as being one of the worst teams in the NFL, but they're far from a championship run as well, so nobody talks about them as being a Super Bowl team. So they're just so in between that they kind of just voided themselves out. They're kind of just in nowhere right now. Nobody talks about the Tennessee Titans. But this year may just be the year. We all know Marcus Mariota has all the potential in the world and never quite tapped into it. But this is his contract year, so if that can't motivate him to play to his potential, then nothing will. This defense as well proved to be one of the best in the league. Take a look at these numbers. They've allowed 18 points a game, that came 3rd in the league last year. 333 total yards a game, which ranked 8th in the league. Between those 333 yards, 216 was against the pass, coming in at 6th in the league, and 116 yards against the run, which ranked 18th in the league. And that was with an offense that was lackluster last year and pretty much very disappointing. Now think about the offense with a motivated Marcus Mariota, a full workload from Derrick Henry, who I had as one of the potential breakout players in 2019 in my video prior. Adding wide receiver A.J. Brown, who's arguably one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver in this year's draft class. Making Corey Davis the number 2 receiver. And also adding the slot receiver Adam Humphries, who really did well in Tampa Bay. And don't forget about this top 5 offensive line, who also replaced Quentin Spain with Roger Saffold. This Titans team is legit. And enough said, they are underrated. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys like my list? Do you guys have a better list in mind? Make sure you guys leave that in the comments. And my favorite ones, I'll definitely I'll leave a heart under it or whatever they have it. I'll like it, love it, whatever it's called. Maybe even pin it. So that being said, make sure you guys like the video, hit that subscribe button to join the 27 squad, and I'll see you guys in the next video.